Bobcat attach piece on the front. I was just going to paint it black after I cleaned it up, but I decided to go ahead and shoot the white paint on it while I was painting the Bobcat. I've got this side attached. Just took it apart and cleaned it, put it back together, put some new bolts on it. It was really rusted. I'm in the process of putting this other side together, so after I get that quick attach on the front with the hydraulic ram, I'll show you how that goes together. I did get some new pivot pin bushings for this. Here's the old ones. You can see they're got a pretty good amount of wear to them. These are a little bit different. They have a long bolt in them. Goes all the way through. This one had a short one. They work just the same. Let's put them on. Well, here's the latch for the bucket, and I got it all apart and cleaned it up and painted it. But I can tell you for sure that this was so rusty, almost couldn't save this piece here that goes in. But it was really annoying getting it apart. It took a lot of heat. So let's put it back together real quick. These are the cab mount bushings. I looked those up online, and if I was looking the right thing up, they were 35 bucks a piece. Not going to spend that kind of money on these. See if I can make something. Here's what I ended up with. I've got a flat washer, a rubber cutout piece that's going to go up underneath the bottom, a little piece of rubber hose, 2 of these push down on there, and that's going to hold this all in place. Then we'll put this down on top, and we'll use that as a top washer, and then a nut. We're going to need to bend that out. Look how far it needs to come that way. Alright, so let's go ahead and fix this cab right here and see if we can bend this thing out. Alright, that'll work. Alright, let's take it for a little spin, see if she works. it worked pretty good, but I did find a leak. Doesn't surprise me. There's one coming from this hose right here, and it's coming from up toward the top of the rubber part where it comes down here, so it's dripping off of that. It dripped down to this cylinder here. It ran down and came down to here. So these lift cylinders don't appear to be leaking at all. So let's look inside real quick. Alright, so that's where those two hoses come down, and those are the two pressure hoses that go to the bucket tilt. So I think I'll yank those off. I'll look for any more leaks, have those hoses made up. Some of these hoses have been changed, like these two right here. This one looks like it's newer, this looks like it's older. These are what go to the lift rams, and you can't really see it in there, but they are also seeping some hydraulic fluid. Okay, this other side over here looks good. It's all dry. So right here I'm just putting those little rubber plugs or silicone plugs in the hose so they won't leak too much fluid. And I also marked that hose there on the right. You can see the metal hose. I marked it with a zip tie. I went ahead and put a zip tie around that hose going up there too. But on the other end where that hose connects, I marked it as well because I don't want there to be any mix up on what hose went to what hose up there. As I was taking these hoses off, they go to that ram, lift ram. And as I got this second hose, I had the lift arms supported, but it didn't work. And when it came undone right here, I didn't know what I was going to do. Bam! It comes undone. Tilts backward. Fluid goes everywhere. I mean, it was a huge mess. So I just had to clean it up. Yeah, I made a mess. So my camera went dead here in the end of this, so I didn't get a video of getting that ram out. But I had to get that ram out of there to be able to take the hoses off it where they were connected. Really wasn't too difficult. Supported the arms and right here just popped it out of place. Was able to yank it out, hoses and all. It wasn't too difficult. Got the hoses made up. Stewart Hose over here in Fort Worth. About 130 bucks for all 4 hoses. The 2 for this ram and the 2 for the go to the tilt bucket. So let's put them back on. So I got those hoses all put in. That all looks good. And I noticed when I took this thing apart and got this hydraulic filter out of the way that I found just a sediment filter of some kind up there that the previous owner had unhooked. And he just took a line straight here from the fuel tank through a primer and then through a regular little filter here. So let's get a filter ordered for that and take it apart and clean it and see if it works. And also, while we're at it, we'll change this hydraulic filter out here. We'll change the oil in it. We'll look at the air filter up here and see how it is, and we'll pull the fuel tank out of it and make sure it's clean and put some fresh fuel in it. So you'll see here in a second how bad the sending unit is when I take it out. Man, it was really rusty. But it cleaned up and it works. What's that for? It looks like that's working. All right, maiden voyage. Let's see if it works. All right, that looks pretty good.